Hey YouTube, Sign here, back with another video, and today we have an early access look at Miyabi on the creator experience server, which will be showing off all her widget options so you can make the best choice for yourself based on what you have access to. Now, as always with the creator experience server, these things are update to change. It can always have a little small difference than the official release, though I doubt there'll be any major changes. At the time of recording this video, the Miyabi has not dropped yet, but there's a slight chance this video might come out after which, but just keep in mind that it is on the creator experience server. Now, as you can see here, I have a lot of information on screens, and I have the legend options that are being shown. I will go through each and every legend option here so you can see the damage difference between all of them in the game. I also have the numbers on the bottom right, so you can just skip that and save yourself a trouble if you just want to see which one is best for you. Just know there's a little bit of fluctuation. The biggest thing that I want to talk about here is going to be her damage over time or her frost burn. You might notice I did put LOL and two options there. I believe they didn't crit. Unless I'm mistaken, frost burn can crit because there's no other way to explain how it drops to that low of a damage number. It's not even 1/3. It's like below that. So forgive me. I did not have that actual number. You'll see it in the gameplay that it's way drastically lower than it should be. So I believe it just didn't crit, which you can add a 1 point I think a 2.3x to the damage over time, which would put them roughly at 80ish% from the signature engine. Still pretty bad though. As you can see here, most of the damage options for the engine are looking to be roughly 10% to 50%, which is ridiculous. There's a lot of fluctuation, so you got to keep in mind that there's going to be critical fluctuation. So with Miyabi's signature engine, not only does it have ridiculous stats, they decide to add critical rate on there, which just screws everything over, and critical damage and ice damage. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a really overpacked engine, which makes it very bad when you look at other options, especially most options on the anomaly character list. None of them are boosting the critical stat, which is very important for this character. Mind you that this is the only anomaly character who's dying for critical rate. You need to hit roughly 80% critical rate. Yes, you can get additional 12% from your drive disc set, which I'm gonna be using the new drive disc set that's coming out in 1.4, but that is not up all the time, and you'll at least need to activate Shatter or I believe Frost, I think Freeze too, to get any real value out of that critical rate. So it's not reliable, and you should go for the 80% baseline. If you don't have her engine, then maybe go for like 65-ish or 67, but you really need a good amount of critical rate, which is going to be a big hassle here. Now you can see in the background I do have gameplay for Shiyu defense. I went through each and every option for the engines, but I also want to show you guys a little bit of gameplay with each engine, and you can see the damage difference between each. I'm still new to the whole change into 1.4 in terms of rotations. So a couple things I want to keep in mind, talk about here, is with Miyabi. Her charge attack is a great cancel move, so you can cancel her her level 3 charge and switch to another ally, and the full animation will play all 3 levels, which is actually insane. The only problem here you can see is that it will not activate the anomaly effect while she's doing her level 3 charge. So you have to actually be very aware of how much buildup you already have on the enemy before you do it, because it will build up a full bar. So it's best used right after you applied a frost burn to get the full charge and tag in another unit, because if you didn't know, there is a internal cooldown on anomaly effect, which is 3 seconds. So during the 3 seconds, you can build up another anomaly effect so that you have both anomaly effects ready to pop right after each other while you're waiting on that 3 seconds. That's more or less how you're going to want to rotate between your characters when it comes to Miyabi. So In my case, I use Bernice to build up while the frost burn is on the internal cooldown. If you apply a disorder effect, that will apply to both effects. So let's say you have burn. Burn will also be on a 3-second cooldown as well as frostburn. So you don't want to do it after disorder. You need to do it right after a frostburn to get the maximum value. Next thing I want to talk about is Lucy. Lucy is a character where you can get a lot of value out of her ultimate, but her ultimate is kind of really bad to it in the sense that you need to have energy to use it. If you just fire off the ultimate all willy-nilly, it takes forever to land and get the quick assist. But if you fired off a EX special attack before the ultimate, you'll automatically be able to tag out to your next character when the ultimate's finished. So there's a little bit of tech here that is being used. I also decided to go against the enemy that is weak against, not my fault, resistance against ice, because I wanted to show a damage difference between Miyabi. The other enemy is kind of dying way too fast. Because he's weak to ice, not only does Miyabi just do way too much damage, you just don't really see a difference. So I wanted an enemy where it takes at least 50 seconds to kill it. The other guy's dying like 30, 40 seconds. That's not, I take shit's longer than that. Come on. we can't be using an enemy that's 30 seconds long as a baseline to show differences, because it's just not enough time for you to build up, to do combos, to do setups. So I really wanted an enemy that can, live a couple hits. You can see here though that the damage difference between each, even though the damage is pretty drastic, this could probably be because Bernice is kind of strong. I intentionally put a 4-star Wenjin on Bernice. I thought Bernice would do too much damage with her signature Wenjin because the enemy is weak to fire. So I nerfed Bernice in this video just to make sure that she is not too powerful and doing too much damage because of the advantage. But even with the differences in the Wenjin options on Miyabi, you're only losing a couple of seconds at that. I'm getting roughly maybe a 3-second difference, a 2-second difference. I think the highest I got was maybe a 10-second difference, and that was with Rainforest Gourmet, which is the worst Wenjin you can go with. In terms of Wenjin options you're really trying to go for, you really want to go with Electro Lip Gloss. It's going to give you good damage on the autos thanks to the anomaly effect boost, boosting your damage overall, along with giving you damage on your anomaly effects, which is mainly Frostburn. Weeping Gemini is a decent option as well. The only problem with Weeping Gemini is that it doesn't boost any of your auto attack damage, which, mind you, isn't the highest, but once you start getting another, once you get the, I believe this damage resistance or the damage piercing, ignoring resistance. I was forgetting what it's called. There's so many games I've played. I'm just trying to remember the proper terminology. But once you get the ability to ignore ice resistance, you can get a lot of damage out of Miyabi's fully level 3 charge. So you do want to focus on getting damage in all aspects on this character, meaning that you do want to focus on not only attack and proficiency as normal, you need critical rate and critical damage. You can see the stats here. Fun fact, Roaring Tide is actually not that bad on Bernice. I never did a video on her, but I used Roaring Tide just to make sure she's not too powerful. And then we have Lucy. I did not put any cinema on Lucy. Don't think you need it. This video is just for showing off Miyabi. I didn't want to put the other characters too strong. If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I'm recording this really late. I'm sorry about that. A little mistakes here and there. I'll edit it out. But until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.